So much at stake in this final. Primarily lifting the trophy, but the world #1 spot.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Peter to throw first. Game on!
It's a final that promises so much. The world #1 against the world #2. Well, Euro Tour seeds 3 and 5, but they are the top 2 players in the world, believe me. Both won a Premier League night as well this year. Both will be keen to just get one over the other, because Gerwyn Price won't want to be knocked off the world #1 spot full stop, but he won't want it to be directly done by Peter Wright here. Strap yourselves in. Best of 15 legs, first to 8. It promises to be an absolute belter.
Well, I did ask Peter Wright when he beat Gerwyn Price just 3 weeks ago in the final of a Pro Tour event in Barnsley. I said, look, with the new Premier League format, you could play each other 20 times this year, you know, across various different tournaments. You can be running into each other over and over and over again, week after week. How important is it to just get ahead, to get some psychological blows in early? He believes it's a factor.
It will be, and when they leave this stage, whoever wins the next match is against each other in Exeter on Thursday. So that just backs up your point, Dan. They will run into each other. The top players do. They play each other week in, week out. If you're expecting nerves, forget about it. 9 darts apiece, both on 81. Wright has the first chance, so Gerwyn Price with a chance at 81 now.
Gets 2 darts at a double. Double 6. Price does what Wright couldn't. The 81 is checked out. It's a 12-dart start for the man who is looking to preserve his status as world #1.
Dan, he's kept that sort of reaction for deep into matches throughout the European Tour this weekend, hasn't he? I mean, it hasn't come out as often as we think you're normally used to, but there he's laying down a marker. Big breaker throw early in the tie. Gerwyn Price. You make the good point, Dan. Peter Wright may not become the world #1. Not tonight, not ever. Gerwyn Price wins here, wins the UK Open. It's not out the realms of fantasy.
Well, I think it's interesting. When Peter Wright won the World Match Play last season, on the way there, I mean, he'd been talking up his chances of winning the title, obviously, everybody knows that. But he was downplayed. He said, world #1, I'm not really that fussed. You know, it's not that big a deal to me. I want to win titles, I want to big titles, but world #1, the rankings aren't that important. He's changed his tune as it's got more and more likely that he could become world #1. And all of a sudden, it's a very realisable goal, and he wants it. Why wouldn't you?
Again, second. Yeah, of course you do. Like you said, Dan, world #1. Well, he's been the World Match Play champion and the World Champion, Players' Championship Finals champion.
World Cup winner as well at the minute.
Caps off a just incredible spell for Peter Wright. I mean, you think in the middle of these wins, he always has a little wobble, doesn't he, Dan, where you think, oh, what's he doing here? But then he just puts it right. He's so headstrong, Peter Wright, and that is being illustrated here. Drops his throw in the opening leg. He was on 81 after 9 in that leg. He's repeated the feat here.
Peter Wright, just with a casual first 9 average of 140 at the minute. 12 and bull again. He's going to be the bull again. And this time he gets it right.
Peter Wright. Third leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
Incredible start to this final. Peter Wright started really sluggish in the semi-finals against Johnny Clayton. Found himself 3 legs down. Had his Gerwyn Price in the first semi-final, rattled off 7 legs. Both players know that they can't afford to give their opponents a 3-leg lead here, and flying start from the pair.
Well, look, you could see Wright versus Price time and time and time again this year in some significant games. But we've been seeing Wright versus Price in significant games for a number of years now. It is incredible how pivotal some of the matches between these two have been for their own careers. Gerwyn Price's first ever PDC title, he beat Peter Wright in the final. Peter Wright's first major title, he beat Gerwyn Price in the final. And he could beat Gerwyn Price in the final here to become world #1 for the first time in his career. It is incredibly their 9th meeting in finals.
100.
All started Gerwyn Price's debut on the big stage at the World Championship through Peter Wright. It all started with Peter Wright. And they're going to see a lot more of each other. Like I said, they'll be playing on Thursday. Yeah, little banter that players have in the back room. If Peter Wright does win, he'll go, your turn to walk first, Gezzy. Little things like that. And that's what players are like, aren't they?
140.
Hey, look, Peter Wright has spent a lot of time, particularly on the European tour, having to put up with that kind of stuff from Michael van Gerwen, who kept on beating him over and over and over again, often in finals. Peter Wright wants to dominate. Single 9. Oh, he's hit the double. And that sees the chance of finishing in this visit evaporate. Gerwyn Price way back on 150. I mean, don't rule him out.
Yeah, because the treble 20, if it pins up, he'll stay there, Dan.
85. Going to require 100.
He gobsmacked if this went. Gerwyn Price knows it's an opportunity. Peter Wright. There it is. Stay there, double 15. A double he's comfortable on. I can't quite find the second one.
95. Peter requires 16.
You can see the reaction from Gerwyn Price there. Not a happy man that he didn't follow that and at least get a dart for the leg.
Him showing the
does not get a dart for the leg as Peter Wright moves into the lead.
Gerwyn Price looking for a hat-trick of International Darts Open wins. He completed a hat-trick of Grand Slam wins at the back end of last year against Peter Wright. Can he do the same here? You can hear the crowd behind. Nothing new to Gerwyn Price. He'll stay focused. You're just sensing Peter Wright is up for this, Dan. Not that Gerwyn isn't, but Peter Wright is focused.
Well, you just get the feeling these two, they could push each other to something absolutely mad here. It would be incredible, but not that surprising if those kind of numbers were maintained throughout this final.
They've produced it, haven't they? Peter Wright won the opening night final of the Premier League in Cardiff at 113 average, around 112 now. Gerwyn Price had a running average at Belfast last week of 107 plus. These two have got levels, and yeah, like Dan said, they can maintain this for the 15 legs if needed.
Double 16 for yet another 4-visit leg. My word. 2 apiece. Gerwyn Price winning. Look at this. Michael van Dijk, our statsman, on the button as well. 12 darter, 12 darter, 16 darter, looking boring, pedestrian by comparison. 84. And an 11 darter. Snakebite, you are his #1. You might be the world #1 come the end of tonight.
95.
I'll give you an example, actually. One of their many final meetings, Players' Championship event, where it went like this, first to 8 legs. It finished 8-6 in favour of Peter Wright. They both averaged 109. That's over 14 legs.
That just backs up what you said, Dan, doesn't it? They've got this in their locker. Price may switch. That looks a bit loose. Yeah, sensible dart.
39.
I suppose we've mentioned all the other plots. The winner of this has ticked the box of the European Championship finals, but
they'll be there anyway, won't they? Of course they will. I mean, look, it would not surprise you if we saw Gerwyn Price, Peter Wright as the final of the European Championship.
But it is nice with the schedule they've got, that if they could just put that on the back burner, because they can, you know, these guys aren't probably not going to play every European tour.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Wright has done for many, many years, but even he has said, you know what, I am going to have to start picking and choosing a bit. We'll see, though, because Peter Wright is also a man who says, look, when you're playing well, you keep on playing, because you make the most of that form.
37.
Gerwyn Price, stay there. Can't find. I'll be disappointed with that. Talked about that this weekend, Dan. That's one of those disappointing turns, isn't it? First dart, left the bed open, perfect dart for Gerwyn Price. Couldn't pile in. Seen this a few times the weekend.
Another bullseye.
97.
Not missed it by much. 4 17s for tops is Price's usual route for this one. That's one of them. There's the other 3.
Staring down that double top, wait for the roar. And there is the roar. Gerwyn Price breaks again. Big shot. 108 finish. He leads. He broke in the opening leg. Peter pegged him back to lead 2-1. It's now 3-1. 3-2, I should say, in favour of Gerwyn Price. Look at that reaction. Big players producing big games. These two are not letting us down.
Yeah, landing heavy punches on each other. Gerwyn Price landing a couple on himself there, by the looks of it. But don't worry, it'll all be settled by the scoreboard. No judges here. We'll get the result they deserve.
76.
Right, be disappointing. Treble 20 accompanied by treble 5 and 1. Gerwyn Price. Peter Wright, 6 Euro Tour title wins, 5 of them in 2017. You can argue his best spell. Well, it is his best spell in the European Tour, but he did a real dismantling job on Michael van Gerwen that year in single finger. 6-0 he beat Michael van Gerwen, but there's been no title since 2018 for Peter Wright, which is astonishing, really.
Yeah.
I know we've had the last couple of years, don't really count, but still, a player of Peter Wright's standards, you expect him to pick.
Yeah, it's not as if he hasn't been winning loads of other stuff in that time. It just hasn't happened on the European Tour as much for him. And
Peter Wright probably, we'll say to him beginning of the year, I expect to win 4 or 5 of these. That's how ambitious he is, isn't he?
Well, things have changed on the Euro Tour, and I know that we haven't had as many over the last couple of years. But over the last 8 events, dating back to the back end of 2020, Gerwyn Price has won half of them. He could make it 5 out of the last 9 if he goes and wins this. I mean, that is astonishing stuff. That's not bad from Peter Wright.
Exchanging breaks. No one can get that 2-leg cushion here.
65.
Peter Wright to break straight back again and level us up at 3 apiece. No pressure. Tops for the 6th leg. Pull that one.
30.
Goes inside there. Now then, just a glimmer of a chance, because Gerwyn is going to lay this up, and double 5 can get tricky. No, right.
He's annoyed there because he feels that he should have been on a finish of some sort and had a shot there, but he had the dart bounce out and just hang there and didn't register any points. Double 2.
Is this the error? Is Peter Wright the first one to blink? He is. Don't expect Gerwyn Price to miss this. To bomb any doubles here. And he does it. There's a roar. That is a steal, but it's a big leg for Gerwyn Price. 4-2, a bit of daylight in this final. Gerwyn Price halfway to a 3rd International Darts Open Championship title.
It's a 4th 180 for Peter Snakebite Wright in this final.
100.
Number 5 on the way? No.
That just shows that is really the first wobble. Peter Wright, 5 darts at a double in that leg.
Gerwyn Price has only had 5 darts to double in the whole match. He has hit 4 of them, as you can see there. Peter Wright has actually had darts to win more legs than Price. There's not much in this.
A couple of them stabs at balls, though, aren't they? But yeah, that's the real big leg. That's leg 6.
131.
He's quickly rallied through this leg. Go on, Peter, a bit of a statement. Go for the ball.
56. Peter, you require 50.
He's had enough goes at it. He's had practice. Double 16 then. To win this by nearly 300 points.
18.
The crowd getting a bit angry there, but I wouldn't worry. Peter Wright. The last dart lobber from Gerwyn Price.
32.
Peter doesn't pass up this opportunity, and it is 4-3. Still advantage Gerwyn Price. He's got the breaker throw. Average is still up above 100. Peter Wright, basically 104. Gerwyn Price 102. That'll creep up a little bit now.
Yeah, and he might just be going into one of those little zones We saw that the other night in the Premier League, didn't we? 2 9-darters. Those spells where 3, 4 perfect visits come in a row. He's gone 180 in the last leg, started the 177 in this. Cannot continue it.
He chucked plenty of those 177s in as well, Dan. He hit a 170 to win the opening match against Michael Smith. He literally did everything that night, Gerwyn Price, except hit more than 2 9-darts. It was just phenomenal. And these players have got those gears. They've both won a night each in the Premier League. Sandwiched in the middle was Johnny Clayton, but I agree with you, Dan. I think this is the first of many a battle this year. Well, in the coming years. These two are here to stay at the top echelons of the sport.
This might be, at the minute, this might be the clash. Peter Wright versus Gerwyn Price. You can make a strike. I know, look, Johnny Clayton sticking his hand up. Michael Van Gerwen is still around. But if you're looking for the one that defines modern darts right now, it might be this game.
Stating the obvious, well, they're the world #1 and 2, so when they meet, it's going to be in finals, generally.
No need to go for the double 19. Gerwyn Price sets himself up on the double 12, which he loves so much. Peter Wright's probably going to leave tops here, isn't he? Oh, no, he's not going to do that.
Gerwyn Price edging closer. 24, double 12, 5-3. That is 5-3, and that's a bit more subdued. He's always in control of that leg. I think the raw comes out when it's a big leg or a big moment, and Price 3 legs away.
He has still only missed 1 dart at double in the entire match so far, Gerwyn Price.
Peter Wright's real scare. Yes, he was 3-0 down to Johnny Clayton, but it wasn't a scare. It was the Michael Smith game, wasn't it? Michael Smith threw for the match at 5 apiece, but Peter Wright showed his class. Gerwyn Price had a little wobble against Danny Noppert. Again, trailed to Nathan Aspel, but that didn't turn out to be that much of a scare. Peter Wright finds maximum #5 of this final. Well, his 5th maximum, 7 between the players.
99.
Actually, no movement in that throw as the back leg occasionally comes up on the last dart, but that is a solid stance from Peter Wright. And he's been on 81 after 9 darts. I think on 3 occasions in this final. Converted on 1. Was punished in the opening leg when he didn't convert.
81.
And is it again 19-12 ball? Well, he's going for the treble 10 and pins it, so that leaves double 16.
Game shot on the 9th leg.
Off.
Peter Wright, 10th leg going to throw first.
Price, over to you. His dart still has that breaker throw. The breaker throw, you'd have to say, in the 5th leg. Probably not the changing point in the leg after Dan, wasn't it, where Peter should have broke back. 5 missed darts at a double, so kind of a scrappy hold from Gerwyn Price that is the difference in this final so far.
It's been a game of few errors, but that was one.
Sometimes only one you'll need when the players are playing this standard.
Yeah. I mean, they're still averaging 106, the pair of them. They've gone up from the 110s down to about 103, and now it's up at 106. They're right there with each other all the way through this game.
96.
And even though, you know, they're taking out shots at various high and low numbers, the other guy is usually there applying some pressure. That's what makes tense, exciting darts.
Peter Wright looking for 1 treble 19. I'm not sure if that's in. Well, forget it.
97. Going to require 139.
Here's Gerwyn, I should say. That's hold off. 57. 82 left.
You would think he'd go
20.
treble 14, but then the bullseye, because Peter's not on a finish,
yeah,
he'll be happy for 25 and 17 to leave him on tops. I think if Peter had been on a finish, maybe treble 14 tops would have been the way.
No.
So Brian Roman go treble 18, double 14 at the on this week.
99.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Came off as well, but that was just sensible play. No need for the treble 14, because then you leave 68. Gerwyn finding time to give the crowd a wave.
They love him. They're singing his name. They were singing his name the other night in the Premier League as well.
Well, how can you not? How can you boo that in the Premier League? You just got to respect this guy. Gerwyn Price, 6-4 now. Over to you, Peter Wright.
11th leg, Peter to throw first.
He's getting closer, Gerwyn Price. He's used to winning on this stage. Remember, 2 titles already in reset.
1 runner, 40.
3 12 darters and an 11 darter. So of the 10 legs we've had, 40% of them have been won in 4 visits to the board.
Incredible. And that 19 darter is the decisive factor, isn't it? Because that's the only time someone's wobbled or wilted in this match.
Yeah, and that followed 5 missed darts at double from Peter Wright. It's the one sort of sustained period of mistakes we've seen.
And
that was the one that got the biggest celebration from Gerwyn Price, because he knows he got away with it, but it was the first time in a 2-leg buffet, and he's maintained that from 4-2, 5-3, 6-4. But Peter Wright every time has pegged him back, but hasn't managed to get level since we're at 2 apiece.
There you see, he's had almost twice the number of darts at double than Gerwyn Price, but part of that is because Gezi only needs 1 dart at double most of the time. If you're letting him have a shot, he's winning the leg.
180 there for Gerwyn Price. Takes it down to 180, half the score, but Peter Wright can just yeah, good recovery. That's good from Peter Wright, because you can find yourself coming back, say score 45-76. It gets a bit messy, but just kept his focus, as the both players have done throughout the final.
100. Peter, you require 40.
Go inside, now then. Sometimes when you've got double 5, it's better to have 1 dart at it, because you just go straight for it, but that could be it. If Gerwyn Price takes his 80, bear in mind he's missed 1 dart at a double, he's going to get 2. And he only needs 1. That is now 7 out of 8 on the outer ring. That is 2 breaks a throw. That's 7-4. Gerwyn Price is throwing for a 3rd International Darts Open Championship and to consolidate his place at #1 in the world rankings.
Game on.
It has been a game of immense quality. It has been a game of very few mistakes. But in 2 separate legs, Peter Wright has missed a handful of darts at double, and on both occasions, Gerwyn Price has punished.
It's fair to say Peter Wright has got away with nothing in this game, has he?
Well, you can't afford to get away with anything when your opponent's averaging 106.
134.
1 dart missed at a double. 7 out of 8.
If Gerwyn Price is feeling the pressure of trying to stay as world #1, he is not showing it.
34.
He's a winner, Dan, isn't he? Twice a Grand Slam champion, a World Grand Prix champion.
100.
A world champion. Lost his title. But looking to regain this title.
Well, look. Peter Wright was world champion. Gerwyn Price nicked it off him, and he nicked it right back. These two have enjoyed ding-dong battles over the last few years, very significant ones for each other's careers. Peter Wright could have gone world #1 tonight. He could still. But a bullseye here will end his hopes for this weekend at least. Because Gerwyn Price becomes Gerwyn Thrice, a 3-time winner of the International Darts Open. He beats Peter Wright, and he is still top dog in the world of darts, for now at least, Webby. But I'll put you on the spot.